it's Drybear. We got a brand new patch for Warframe this week. We got another one coming next week that's going to be even cooler, but let's talk about what went into the game. The first major addition is the next heirloom skin for Rhino this time around, and it is the normal setup that you would expect. You do get a color setup with this one as well. I do really like the Signa that comes along with it too, but if you're looking for it, it does have the same setup as the Ember heirloom, so you can get the purchased one for real money if you'd like. That does come with platinum as part of that, and you can get the one purchased for platinum specifically that doesn't come with platinum, but at least you can get it for platinum itself, and it will come with the heirloom skin, the Signa, the glyph, the prex, the sigil, and of course the heirloom skin colors, or the texture colors, if that's what you're looking for as well. There's also a community event going on in the store as well, and there is two items that are just for credits in the middle. You'll want to pick these up as they're very easy to pick up, just a little, like one's 1 credit, the other one's 50,000 credits, so not too much, and you'll be able to pick up these other packs as well as part of this promotion. Now, along with this, you do have the option to do iron skin overrise. They have a couple different options for this as well if you want to make this line up for you on Rhino. So if you want to have this, they went ahead and did this as part of that. So don't worry, there's not going to be like a lack of this for the heirloom skin. And I've already seen a whole bunch of really cool representations for the new heirloom for Rhino for people that are doing fashion frame. Next, the new battle pass has started, the new Nightwave volume. I think it's supposed to be volume 9 actually. But they have these set up, and they actually did pull out the Duviri dailies from this as well. So you have a couple really cool options in here, and they actually did add in some new cred offerings with this along as well. They had leaded gas as part of this, and some really cool like 99 themed glyphs that you might want to pick up, and even a Necromech skin that looks really dope for the Void rig, which I think is kind of a cool touch. I like the colors on it, and I like the material textures as well. Kind of fits that on as well, all the way to the end. And they did add in this as well. You probably want to go all the way to the end on this just to pick this up, because this is a really cool armor collection. It's tech rot related. I don't know if there's any extra things that you can change on the screen itself, but overall this is a really nice touch that fits with the 99 theme if that's what you're into. And if you missed it and you don't have the Nightwave landing craft, you'll be able to pick this up as part of the new Nightwave Volume 8, and if you already have the landing craft, it will give you creds instead. You can also get the Nightwave livery for the Atomocycle, which has a really cool kind of shimmer glow to it. Here is Polearm skin, which again will give you cred if you already own the skin. Boltar Kubro armor for your doggo. The Aoi Origami skin, which has kind of like a cyberpunk vibe to it, just the color schemes and the overall look to it, which looks pretty cool. You got a cool cape for the back attachments, and then you got this cool wireframe ephemera as well, which, you know, can be hit or miss depending on what frame you're looking at, and a cool Umbra Forma at the end too. They also have some of the usual suspects returning in the cred offerings, but they will be adding some new ones that haven't been around for a little while, including things like the Eximus Advantage, some different helmets. There's even a Aura Worms raid sigil returning as well. And they also retired 4 of the daily challenges for the Nightwave that were just too inaccessible for new players, because you had to get all the way through Uranus as a planet to gain access to these in Duviri. They just removed them as daily challenges and simplified it a little bit so that new players can at least get all of the daily weekly acts done for their Nightwave and progress just like anybody else, depending on how far they are in the game. Next, there are 2 events in game that you want to be aware of that give some really cool rewards. The first is for the next 24 days, they have returned with Operation Belly of the Beast, which if you have any pity that you need to pick up for Jade, like you haven't farmed Jade out or any of her weapons that you need to pick up, there is going to be a pity for this as well. You just have to do this event, climb the slow elevator, get your materials, and you'll be able to spend them at the shop there as well. There's a couple weapons you could pick up from the pity vendor and also from the regular vendor as well for the moats, and a whole bunch of other things that you'll want to pick up, some arcanes and things like that. So this one is probably, now that it's around, it gives us another thing to do, and it probably is worth doing just super hard for the next couple weeks just to get all the rewards done while it is available. And if you're curious for this one, you just have to run Operation Belly of the Beast over and over and over and get this one done, and then in order to spend the moats that you pick up, you'll have to go over to Mercury and go to the Larunda Relay. Come over here to Ortis and you'll be able to do the volatile moats for you or clan. The clan version has like the Enlightened Hate skin plus a couple specific arcanes. The other one has like the Basmu and the Seti Lasara if you wanted those blueprints, some skins, a really cool Signa if you want to pick this one up, and some other arcanes you can grab as well. And of course they have the pity vendor for the Jade farming if that's what you're looking for. Next is Star Days, which is going to be a really easy event to just do bounties on Venus to get some really cool cosmetics. There's a back attachment wing set. There's even the new 99 glyph glyphs that you'll want to pick up as well. So all you have to do is go to Venus and do bounties. Head into Fortuna and we all live together. Get up here and you'll find the vendor for this event as well. You can come over here and grab this. What's great about this is you have a couple different options for this. Again, you can get some really cool wings for your character if you're looking for this or don't have that yet. A nice set of colors if you're looking for crazy Valentine's colors. And it also does have some deployables as well. Snipetron, Ignis Wraith. But most importantly, I think for a lot of people, they're going to be looking at these skins done by community artists for Morian. So all 6 of the starting Hex members will have their own glyph that you can pick up. So if you really like Eleanor and you want to have a glyph that matches, you can have this pick up here. And this is just going to be done through the bounties on Venus. And also worth noting is probably going to be the masking kits for cat and dog. If you want to get these kind of genetic upgrades or colors for your cat and dog, for the Kubro and for the Kavat, you can grab those here as part of that process. It's not really super long to farm. You're probably going to be doing Belly of the Beast most of the time, but these are here for you if you're looking for it. Another nice change is that if you're trying to go to Holvania or do any of the 99 content, they added a notification inside the orbiter itself or in the backrooms as well. So you can actually see that you have a new notification. And this is awesome because some people have been missing like boosters or bonuses from the daily bonuses in the 99 content because they haven't been able to check it directly without coming here specifically. So if you have something popping up, like you either have a message from someone or you have one of these daily things that you need to do, or you have a special reward to claim, it will have this as a pop-up on the palm immediately so you can just see it. So something to look at for you to engage with. And for the people that love the palm background music, you can pick it up. It is called the Great Kim. So if you go to Holvania Mall and talk to Aoi in the little sync store, you can talk to her and she now has the Great Kim, which is the background music for the palm. So you can actually, if you like this, you can add this as a music track for your anywhere. They also added a pop-up to warn you if you want to hold the full screen scene. If any inbox message has a full screen scene on it, they will warn you before you delete it. So if you want to save your New Year's kiss, you can have that as part of your safety net. And while we're on the topic, they did reduce the kill requirements for all of the 99 quests. For like Scaldra is like 50%, and then for Tech Rod is like 25%. A lot of these numbers were higher, so they wanted to reduce this a little bit just to make it so it's not so much of a grind for just one area of the game with the 99 calendar. They also did a polish pass on the new 99 face-off game mode, both the squad versus squad and single squad. So if you haven't done 99, this is a mode that allows you to do, it's basically PvE VP. So 2 groups in the squad version or the solo version try to finish a set of PvE encounters and objectives before the other team, and you get points and rewards based on how quickly you finish. So they did a polish pass on these. They made improvements to the NPCs, the ally NPCs that spawn in the single squad missions, reduced the number of enemies in some cases, improved cases of the mobile voice pirate radio jittering when moving around, which was really unfortunate because sometimes it would happen to only one of the squads if you're doing squad versus squad, which means you were kind of losing out unfairly. The extraction will now become immediately available once one team completes the 3rd objective. They increased the amount of time required for the AI enemy team to complete the data burn in the Steel Path single squad face-off, so it's a little bit more fair. They improved the face-off assassination target spawning logic to help limit cases where either the target did not spawn or spawned far away. Sometimes the targets would be closer to one side than the other, which again was pretty unfair. And they improved the VFX on the Gravity Wells spawn by the Gravity Wells boost. They also updated the operator/drifter cosmetics, the athletic shirt, and the athletic sleeves. Both of these have been updated because previously they had these black elements on them that couldn't be recolored through the recolor system. So if you were using these or wanted to, these blacks can also be recolored just as much as any other part of the skin. So if you've been using these, you can now color them a little bit more aggressively. Interestingly enough, you could already do that with the athletic leggings as well. You just couldn't do it with the shirt and sleeves, but now you can. They also increased the overall damage and health of the Tech Rot faction. People were complaining, I guess, that on Steel Path in general, they were just a little bit too easy. So health and damage of the Tech Rock faction in general, most specifically in Steel Path, has been increased just to make them a little bit more challenging. You can also feed some new materials to Helminth that come from Albrecht Laboratories in Holvania. So if you haven't, if you've been holding on to these or have been trying to feed it to Helminth, you can now do oxides, synthetics, calx, bile, biotics, and pheromones to Helminth as part of other things, and you will receive some of those resources back in return. Also in the backrooms, if you prefer, you can now color the drapes separately. This wasn't available before. In some cases, you were stuck with specific colors, but now you can have them pop a little bit more if that's what you're liking. So if you really wanted to change your back room to be a little bit different, depending on what you're looking for, the drapes can now be part of that if you use this as your main HUD. Some other minor things, they updated the backdrop for the arsenal so it plays better with this as well. They also played with some of these cables going along as far as the color scheme, and make sure it goes along with some of the colors that you pick on top of everything. Just some general improvements to the way the back room looks overall, and plays nicely with some color choices that you're picking as part of your overall decoration. They also made some minor improvements to like the foundry here, having some SFX that play there as well. The mods area, if that's what you want to use. So you'll see some animations play and some sound effects play along with these as well as the Atomocycle area as well. So you hear the honking sound that comes along with that. All that has been added just to make this a little bit more lively, as well as various other minor changes to like the level of volume across melee weapons and the whoosh effect that comes along with them. Some different effects on ambience on Atomocycles and some other things you can see on screen if you care to look at the minor upgrades and improvements. They also did a pretty major pass on performance in general. This is going to be affecting some specific hardware, but it will improve performance for some people on certain hardware setups or network setups. They've also made some major fixes to just general smoothness of the game itself. So hopefully with this patch going into the game, if you've been struggling with some major performance issues, maybe this has improved it for you. So if you do have those problems, be sure to check with this patch, and of course report to the bug forums if you're still having problems. And they also have a metric boatload of fixes across UI, UX, general gameplay, warframes, weapons, and everything along the way. So if you are looking for this, I'll just scroll through these. You can see them on screen. You can pause the video if there's any of these that really stand out to you as something like a quest you needed, or like fixes for saves and, you know, exalted weapons and things like that. So a lot of fixes went into this patch. So overall, some performance improvements, some stability improvements, and fixing a whole bunch of bugs as well. But of course, keep reporting bugs if you're having issues that way. And that is the patch. Remember, we do have Lavos Prime. We have the 2 new Prime weapons coming next week, so we'll be able to cover that when that happens. And of course, there is a sale for the Tenno effects tomorrow. So on the 7th, tomorrow, you'll be able to get those tickets if that's what you're looking for. And hopefully the digital collectors will be part of that as well. So stay tuned for that. And then next week, we'll have Lavos Prime, the new weapons coming in as well. And then we have to look forward to the end of the month, I believe on the 28th, for the next dev stream, going over the changes in March for all the new stuff coming in. So let me know what you think about this patch down below. If you found value in today's video, leave a like down below, leave a comment for the algorithm to help this video get seen by more people. And don't forget to check out my other channels for other content and other stuff and other things.